Hello, Dr. Janacek. This is Anthony Mezzullo. For my Humanities Engagement number 1, I've chosen option 15, the Art Talk. And I'm going to be talking about The Thinker by Auguste Rodin. Now, this piece is a highly recognizable work of art. It's one of the most famous pieces, one of the most famous sculptures, for sure, in all of history. And I believe that there are quite a few interesting things to note about this sculpture. So I want to talk about those here. So The Thinker was originally intended to be part of an exhibition following scenes from Dante's Inferno, but later came to be a standalone work. So I believe that Rodin had a lot of genius here because this is a transcendent piece. So in terms of Dante's Inferno, this is a man trapped in hell. And so it's very obvious that he is trapped. He cannot move. He's thinking. If he had the ability to do something, I believe he would, but he can't. And so I believe that he is basically living inside of his head, trapping himself inside of his head in order to escape the reality of his state of being tortured in hell. And I believe that that's a very, very clear picture of what this is. I believe that the heaviness of the material itself, the stone, adds to the heaviness of the mood of the sculpture. And so moving on, the thinker, or the poet originally, received mixed results from the public before becoming a ubiquitous icon. So when this originally debuted in 1888, it was not received very warmly. People considered it to be an orangutan-like man. They did not like the huge muscles. They didn't understand. I don't think they understood the irony of the sculpture itself, but I believe that Rodin's genius caught on, and that's what really made this piece into such a famous work of art. And so here's another picture here, and I believe that this piece works so well as a standalone art. Also, because there are many interesting elements of it apart from the background information of Dante's Inferno. So there are about 78 of these sculptures throughout the world in public and private exhibits. And so this piece, I believe, works as a standalone piece of art because I believe that what the man in the sculpture is doing, I believe that it makes us do. It makes us think. It makes us examine ourselves. It makes us do some soul searching, I believe, to consider, maybe what he's considering. And ironically, as I mentioned before, this is a very large man, but he is not doing anything. And apart from Dante's Inferno, I believe that this shows some irony of just inability or indecisiveness to act and to choose what to do. And so I believe that this sculpture is kind of anomalous to our culture today because we are such a fast-paced society. We never stop moving. And I believe that this sculpture is very good for our society, very good for us to see and to consider and to notice and to say, maybe I need to do some soul searching myself. And so, once again, this sculpture has very, very fine craftsmanship. It has very fine detail. I believe that Rodin created a lot of interesting elements to it. And here is a final picture of a close-up, and you can see once again just the incredible detail, of the shoulders, the neck, the facial structure, the ear, and I think that there was a reason that Rodin didn't maybe create the finest detail. I think that this is a rough sculpture to also picture the roughness of his situation, or also how we feel when we're stuck. And so, once again, I believe that this is an incredible work of art. It's one of the most recognized, and I believe that Rodin's genius is seen in this, and I believe that this sculpture will continue to be relevant for the rest of time. So that is my presentation on The Thinker, and thank you very much.